á pàdé lọ́la.
Ìyanu orí afẹ́fẹ́. Pásítọ̀ Dékúnlé Wàsíù tí gbogbo ènìyàn mọ̀ sí wòlíì aláṣẹ ló gbé àkànṣe àdúrà ìkalẹ̀ tí wọ́n pè ní ìyanu orí afẹ́fẹ́. Orí ìkànnì Pensioners 106.7 FM tí ó kalẹ̀ sí Àgbárígo Onírèké Ìbàdàn. Lẹ́yìn tí máa gbọ́ ètò ìyanu orí afẹ́fẹ́ lójoojúmọ́ láti aago 7:00 títí di aago 8:00 àṣálẹ́. Ó sì tún lè kàn sí wòlíì aláṣẹ ní ìjọ wọn tó wà ní House of Prayer lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ New Culture Studio Òkè Ọ̀rẹ́ méjì Mọ́kọ́lá Ìbàdàn tàbí kí o pe ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wọn 08050244995 tàbí 07032047641. Ìyanu orí afẹ́fẹ́ lètò, darapọ̀ kí o lè gba ìyanu rẹ látòrí afẹ́fẹ́.
Òkè àgbàtẹ́mú wa gbọ́, a ò lè mọ̀ pé ìwọ ló máa mú wa débẹ̀ láyé rí. Ìyanu lèyí ṣe lójú wa o. Ìyanu ni.
Looking for that radio station that will serve you better.
Best of sports, entertainment, you go know we be master.
Information, education, now we get to make you era.
Enter the place, we set the pace, so you come follow in the race and say
Àgbárígo Onírèké 106.7.
Pensioners FM. What's a vibration? Ìkànnì àgbàlódé. Pensioners FM.
Àgbárígo Onírèké 106.7.
Pensioners FM. What's a vibration? Ìkànnì àgbàlódé. Pensioners FM. Kí Fọlá kó pe Ṣadé, kí Ṣadé kó pe Tọ́lá ní kó má gbọ́. Pensioners FM. Títí Kọ́lá Kúnlé Tẹ́níyọ̀ látàfà mí náà ń kọ́. Pensioners FM.
For every man, woman, young and old.
Pensioners FM.
Sponsorships and advert placement.
Pensioners FM, àgbàlódé, oríṣiríṣi ètò tó kílẹ̀ ìgbàlódé, BTM fashion show, tó ṣara lóge, everything ló wá sẹpẹsẹpẹ kí wọ́n ṣàwá òkè.
Be from, be the best, lend the voice, thumb the rest, we the best, we the first live a radio in Africa.
Pensioners FM.
You just have to tune in 106.7.
Pensioners FM. Pensioners FM.
Sweet body.
Pensioners FM. What's a vibration?
Ìgbé ayé wa.
Ká sáré ǹde nígbà tá a wà ní ọmọdé, ká ṣubú lulẹ̀ ká tún sáré. Ẹ̀ẹ̀kan ṣo tí mo yọ̀ ṣubú báyìí lẹ́sẹ̀ ṣe ṣin.
Bí arúgbó bá ṣe rí ní ọjọ́ ogbó yìí ló máa ń fọ̀nà irú ìtọ́jú tí wọ́n nílò.
Oúnjẹ tí máa ń jẹ ńgbà tí mo kéré ó máa ń pọ̀ dáadáa. Ṣùgbọ́n nísìnyí èmi jẹun púpọ̀ mọ́.
Dancing is a form of exercise.
Time of our lives. Ìgbé ayé wa, ìgbà wa dára kalẹ̀.
Nínú gbogbo ìgbésẹ̀ wa àti nínú ohun tá a bá ń ṣe pátápátá, ẹja máa fi sùúrù ṣe o, nítorí wípé alágẹmọ tí ń rọra jayé ikú ń parú wọn. Ábélì ń tà sí ọ̀pọ̀lọ́ tí ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ tí ń gbéra rẹ̀ sánlẹ̀ kiri. Nítorí náà ń kọ́ ẹja fẹ̀sọ̀ ṣe ní gbogbo nǹkan tá a bá ń ṣe pátápátá. Èyí náà ni mo fi ń kí wa káàbọ̀ sórí ètò Time of Our Lives, ìgbé ayé wa fún tọ̀sẹ̀ yìí. Israel ADEJUMOBI ló kọ tèmi. láṣẹ Èdùmàrè ayé wa tòrò ìgbà wa dára kalẹ̀ ètò time of our lives ìgbé ayé wa wọn náà lẹ́ ń láǹfààní àti mọ̀ gbọ́ ní ìkànnì tá a wà yìí pensioners 106.7 FM tọ́kalẹ̀ sí àgbárígò onírèké ní ìlú Ìbàdàn gẹ́gẹ́ bó ṣe máa ń kí wa lórí ètò yìí bó o níṣẹ́ lónìí ṣe dáadáa ni láṣẹ Èdùmàrè iṣẹ́ wa kò ní í dìṣẹ́ máa lọ́wọ́ bó tá a bá ti ń dáwọ́lé lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ wa òun náà ni yóò mọ̀ múyẹ̀sì tí yóò mọ̀ yọrí sí rere láṣẹ Èdùmàrè bákan náà ni mò ń kí gbogbo àwọn òbí pátápátá àtàwọn ọmọ iléèwé tí wọ́n ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ tí wọ́n padà sí iléèwé lónìí fún sáà ètò ẹ̀kọ́ tuntun láṣẹ Èdùmàrè gbogbo àwọn òbí mo gbà ládùúrà fún wa ohun tá a nílò láti tọ́jú àwọn ọmọ yìí tí ètò ẹ̀kọ́ wọn tí ó fi gún régé tí ó fi rí bó ti yóò rí gbogbo ẹ̀ pátápátá lọ́lọ́run ọba yóò pèsè fún wa àwọn ọmọ yìí náà sì rèé Ọlọ́run fún wọn ní ọgbọ́n ìmọ̀ àti òye láti jẹ́ kí ẹ̀kọ́ wọn kí ó yé wọn dáadáa tí wọ́n sì débi tí ó yẹ kí wọ́n dé lẹ́nu ètò ẹ̀kọ́ wọn láṣẹ Èdùmàrè ètò time of our lives ìgbé ayé wa òun náà ni ètò tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa àwọn kó tó yẹ ká máa kíyèsí ká máa fiyèsí bá a ṣe ń dàgbà sí lójoojúmọ́ bóò láti gbáradì fásìkò fẹ̀yìntì bóò láti gbáradì fọjọ́ alẹ́ ní tí ètò yìí tó ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ tó gbèrú òun náà nìyí. The program is Time of Our Lives ìgbé ayé wa on Pensioners 106.7 FM. On the program we call Time of Our Lives ìgbé ayé wa, you are being educated on the things you need to know as regards preparation for old age. How do I prepare for old age? How do I prepare for retirement? And these are the questions we answer on the show we call Time of Our Lives. And of course, we talk about the various stages of life and the things we should put into consideration as we grow older each day. Heading straight to the first segment on the show for tonight, which is the health segment. On the health segment for this week, I will be taking a look at a very important topic. It's very important because I know that many of us do not pay attention to this. Yes, I can actually say emphatically, unequivocally, that many people or many of my listeners right now are not really paying attention, do not pay attention to this. Okay, so what am I talking about in essence, or what am I talking about exactly? I'm talking about the color of your urine. Okay, now I know that you'll be like, oh, really, I don't pay attention to the color of my urine. Yes, and it is very, very important because the color of your urine actually goes a long way in determining the state of your health. So by just looking at the color of your urine, you can determine your health status just by looking at the color of your urine. So tonight we want to take a look at some certain things we should pay attention to as far as our urine color is concerned and what it says about our health. And that's what I'll be talking about tonight on the health segment. So like I said the other time, tonight we're taking a look at what your urine says about your health. Okay? Like I said the other time, by just looking at the color of your urine, you can determine your health status. So you can know what's up with your health, with your body system, by just taking a look at your urine, the color of your urine. Okay? So now, what does the color of our urine say about our health? Now, if your urine is white, completely white, like excessively white, very white, okay? Now, if your urine is completely white, it means that you are overhydrated. That's a sign of overhydration. That means you are taking lots and lots of water. That's what it means. So when your urine is completely white, that's a sign of overhydration. It means you're overhydrated. That means you are taking lots and lots of water. And that means that you need to drink less water, actually. Now, it is, of course, important for you to take water. As recommended by medical experts, you're supposed to take at least 3 liters of water every day, 2 to 3 liters of water every day. That's what medical experts actually recommend. But all the same, too much of everything is bad, like we all say. So it is very important for you to take note of this as well. So too much of everything is bad, including taking water. So if your urine is completely white, like I said the other time, that's a sign of overhydration rather. It means that you're overhydrated and you need to take less water. That is what it means. So by looking at the color of your urine, you can determine if you are properly hydrated or not, or if you are overhydrated. So a completely white urine actually signifies overhydration. That is what it means. Okay? Now, if the color of your urine is dark yellow, yes, dark yellow, that actually means that you are underhydrated. Okay? When the color of your urine is dark yellow, that's actually a sign of underhydration. It means you are not taking enough water, and you should take at least 2 to 3 liters of water every day. So if you pee and you discover that the color of your urine is dark yellow, that's actually a sign of underhydration. It means that you are not taking enough water, and you should take water. And like I said the other time, at least 2 to 3 liters of water every day is what you should actually imbibe. And you should make this a practice. You should make this a habit. Okay? Because, some people, they'll eat lots and lots of food, but then taking water is not just their thing as such. So when you pee and you discover that your urine, the color of your urine is dark yellow, okay, or in some situations dark brown, it means that you are underhydrated and you should take enough water. Okay, that is what it means. Right, so we're still taking a look at what the color of our urine says about our health, okay? And that's what we're still taking a look at tonight. All right, so I've made mention of some certain things earlier on the show. I said that if your urine is completely white, that's a sign of overhydration. That's a sign that you're taking too much water and you need to take less water. And I said that too much of everything is bad. So taking water excessively is also bad, okay? So just just as not taking enough water is bad, so also is taking too excessive amount of water also bad. Okay, so now we have to look at some other things that we need to know as regards the color of our urine. Now, if you pee and you discover that the color of your urine is yellow, pale yellow, or clear yellow, as the case may be, okay, that's actually a sign of proper hydration. It means that you are not, overhydrated, and neither are you underhydrated. So that's normal. It means you are properly hydrated. So it means that you are not taking too much water, neither are you taking less than you should take. So that's a sign of proper hydration. It means you are properly hydrated, okay? And that's what it means. If you pee and you discover that the color of your urine is clear yellow or pale yellow, as the case may be, it's a sign of proper hydration. Okay, it's a sign that you're actually properly hydrated. So that is what it means. If you pee and you discover that the color of your urine is yellow, clear yellow or pale yellow, as the case may be. Okay, now when you pee and discover the color of your urine is bright yellow, okay, don't forget that the other one I said, I actually spoke of clear or pale yellow, but this time around it's bright yellow, and it is often a sign of excessive intake of some certain supplement. So that is what it signifies. It oftentimes signify, the intake of some certain supplements like vitamin B, for example. So when you pee and you discover that your urine is bright yellow, that's actually a sign that you are taking some certain supplement. It doesn't necessarily mean there's a trouble, or it's not actually a cause for alarm. Okay, but what that means is that you are taking some certain supplement, for example, vitamin B. So that is what it means. Okay, now we're still going to look at some other urine color to actually look out for. Okay, now when your urine, when you pee and you discover that the color of your urine is, the orange color, that may point to dehydration. And aside dehydration, it also indicates liver problems in some cases, not in all cases. Please take note of this, okay? It's very, very important for you to take note of this. So when you pee and you discover the color of your urine is orange, okay, that may point to dehydration. It may also point, notice that it may, so take note of that. It may point to dehydration. It may point to liver problems or issues with the bile ducts. So when you pee and you discover that the color of your urine is orange, then it may point to dehydration or liver problems. I'm still looking at some of the signs you should look out for when peeing, okay? Now, another thing to look out for is that when you pee and your urine is foamy, that could be an indication of kidney disease or kidney issues. So I'll say that again. When you pee and you discover that your urine is foamy, okay, that could be an indication that there's a challenge with your kidney. That could be an indication that perhaps something is wrong with your kidney. Okay, so that is what it means when you pee and you discover that your urine is foaming. Okay, we're still looking at some other signs to look out for tonight. Now, if your urine is red in color, it could be a sign that there's a problem with your bladder. Yes. Or even cancer. Now, this is not to scare you, okay? So just calm down, relax. Because I know that some people may be, don't be paranoid, just keep calm, okay? So, like I said, it's May. Notice my statement, it's May, which is why it is very important for you, to get the advice of a medical expert, to get tested, which is why on the show I always advocate that we should make it a point of duty to visit a medical expert and find out if there is any challenge with our body system. Okay? So, but if your urine is red, it may be an indication that there's a problem with the kidney, or it may even be an indication, or it sometimes signifies the presence of cancer in the body. Okay? Now, another sign to look out for, if you pee and you discover that your urine is actually orange in color, it may be an indication that there's a problem with your liver. Okay? So these are some of the things to look out for when it comes to the color of our urine. So when you are peeing, pay attention to this. Pay very good attention to the color of your urine when peeing. Okay? Don't just say, well, let me just pee. No. It has a whole lot to do with your health. It could help to identify, a problem. It could help to recognize a challenge in your body system, which is why you must be very conscious of this. You must take this into cognizance. It is not something to be toyed with. Do well to pay attention to the color of your urine. Okay? Very, very important. Now, of course, the question that comes to mind, having identified the various signs to look out for, is that when do I seek the help? At what point do I seek the help of a medical expert or a doctor, as the case may be? Now, you should consult a healthcare professional for any persistent or unusual changes. So that is when to seek medical advice. When these signs become consistent, when any of the signs, especially the not so good one, for example, when your urine is foamy, okay, when the color of your urine is orange without a clear dietary reason, or in some cases, a foul-smelling urine that doesn't go away, or sometimes a persistent dark brown or reddish urine. That's all of these are signs. When they become consistent or persistent, that is when you should seek the help of a medical expert. In other words, if you pee on one or two occasions and you see any of these signs, that is not enough reason for you to start panicking. But when the signs become consistent, it's at that point that you should seek the help. So you pee today, tomorrow, and discover that in the last 4 or 5 days, these signs have been consistent. Then you should seek the help of a medical expert in that situation. ní tí à ń gbéyẹ̀wò láṣàlẹ̀ tòní ó jẹ́ ní tó ṣe pàtàkì tí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa yìí sì kà sí ní tí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa máa ń fọwọ́ kékeré mú ni ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ní ò tiẹ̀ mọ̀ pé ó ní nǹkan kan ṣe pẹ̀lú ìlera wa ní tí mo sì ń bá wa sọ àtọmọdé àtàgbà lọ̀rọ̀ yìí kàn o àtàwa tá a jẹ́ ọ̀dọ́ àtàwa tá a jẹ́ àgbàdògbò bùbá pátápátá òun náà lọ̀rọ̀ yìí kàn ó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú bí ìtọ̀ tá à ń tọ̀ bó bá ṣe rí tó bá ṣe rí bí àwọ̀ rẹ̀ bá ṣe rí tá à ń gbéyẹ̀wò láṣàlẹ̀ ẹ̀tọ́ nínú in tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ìlera wa torí ẹ̀lọ́mí wọn wọ̀ pé kí ni ìwà ní í ṣe ẹbí mi ṣe sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan lédè ti Gẹ̀ẹ́sì téèyàn bá kàrà wo bí ìtọ̀ èèyàn ṣe rí èèyàn lè mọ tí ń ṣèyàn nú ara èèyàn lè mọ̀ bóyá ìpèníjà kan wà nínú àgọ́ ara wa nípa pé èèyàn kàn ń wo bí ìtọ̀ èèyàn ṣe rí tó túmọ̀ sí wípé ìtọ̀ ẹ̀ka kà sí pàtàkì ní ìtọ̀ ẹ̀ka bójútó ni ó sì láwọn àmì kankan tó yẹ ká mọ wà lójúfò fún tàbá ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ìtọ̀ tá à ń tọ̀ alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ ń bẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe sọ lẹ́ẹ̀ka lédè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì òun náà ni wípé tá a bá tọ̀ tí ìtọ̀ ń wá funfun gan tí èyí ṣe tí ó tó funfun gidi gan ni o tí ìtọ̀ ń funfun ó túmọ̀ sí wípé omi tá à ń mú pọ̀ jù nù bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ní tó túmọ̀ sí nù ni pé omi ń pọ̀ jù lóòótọ́ lomi dá fún ìlera wa ẹ rí i pé lórí ètò àti ṣàgbéyẹ̀wò pàtàkì ká máa mu omi àwọn onímọ̀ ṣògùn ìbọn náà sì tẹnumọ́ wípé ó kéré jù ká máa mu omi lítà 2 sí 3 lójoojúmọ́ ṣùgbọ́n síbẹ̀ náà àpọ̀jù nǹkan ò dáa too much of everything is bad gẹ́gẹ́ báwọn olóyìnbó ṣe máa ń sọ tó túmọ̀ sí pé tá a bá mu omi ju bó ti yẹ lọ náà kò dáa kí gbogbo ká ṣe gbogbo nǹkan níwọ̀ntúnwọ̀nsì òun lọ̀rọ̀ ìlera wa gbà nítorí náà ńkọ́ bó ti yẹ pé omi mímu dáa lára ó sì wúlò pọ̀ fún ìlera wa àpọ̀jù náà ò dáa tó túmọ̀ sí wípé ohun gbogbo níwọ̀ntúnwọ̀nsì òun ni ká máa ṣe kódà tó fi mọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ omi mímu tá a bá tọ̀ títọ̀ ó bá funfun tó funfun gidi gan ni o ní tó túmọ̀ sí ni wípé omi ń pọ̀ jù nù ká mú àdínkù bá ní tí ń sọ fún wa nù ní tẹ́lẹ̀ yìí tó ń sọ fún wa nù wípé omi tá à ń mú pọ̀ o ká mú àdínkù bá téèyàn bá tọ̀ torí pé ìtọ̀ ìmọ̀ funfun tó ń ṣàpèjúwe yẹn tí ń sọ fún wa òun náà ni wípé omi ń pọ̀ jù ká mú àdínkù bá ni. tún láwọn àmì tó yẹ ká máa wà lójúfò fún tá a bá tọ̀ tí ìtọ̀ tó fẹ́ dàbí àwọ̀ yẹ́lò tá a bá tọ̀ tí ìtọ̀ tó fẹ́ dàbí àwọ̀ yẹ́lò ń wá rèé kì í ṣe yẹ́lò pé ẹ mọ̀ pé ó ní tó lè mọ̀ pé ní bright yellow light ṣùgbọ́n eléyìí dark yellow ni tá a bá tọ̀ darí pé ìtọ̀ dark yellow ní àwọ̀ rẹ̀ èyí tó túmọ̀ sí òun ni wípé omi tá à ń mu ò tó nù ó túmọ̀ sí wípé a nílò láti máa mu omi dáadáa tá a bá tọ̀ darí pé dark yellow léléyìí èyí tó ń túmọ̀ sí òun ni wípé a mu omi tó nù tó túmọ̀ sí pé irú ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ kó máa mu omi lítà 2 sí 3 lójoojúmọ́ irú ẹni bí ò tí ì ṣe nù. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe sọ sílẹ̀ kan ipa tómi ń kó nínú ara kìí ṣe kékeré bó ṣe yẹ pé àmujù rẹ̀ náà ò dáa ṣùgbọ́n téèyàn bá tún wá mú tó bó ṣe kí òun mú ìyẹn náà ò tún dáa. Nítorí náà tá a bá tọ̀ tá a rí wípé àwọ̀ ìtọ̀ wa bíi dark yellow ló ṣe rí ẹ jẹ́ á ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ká rí dájú pé à ń mu omi dáadáa. N tó ń sọ fún wa òun náà nìyí. Bákan náà tá a bá tọ̀ tá a rí pé àwọ̀ ìtọ̀ wa ó yellow ṣùgbọ́n kì í ṣe yellow tá pé light yellow ni àbí bright yellow. Tá a bá tọ̀ ẹ mọ̀ kí mo sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé dark yellow ní tẹ̀ kan tí mo sọ ohun ṣùgbọ́n eléyìí yellow rẹ̀ tó normal ni kì í ṣe yellow tá kó fẹ́ tú wá fẹ́ deep bákan irọ́. Ṣùgbọ́n tá a bá tọ̀ tá a rí pé ìtọ̀ ń yellow ṣùgbọ́n kì í ṣe yellow tó deep. N tó sọ fún wa òun náà ni wípé à ń mu omi bó ti tọ́ àti bó ti yẹ. N tó sọ fún wa nù tó túmọ̀ sí pé à ń mú pọ̀ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ó túmọ̀ sí wípé à ń mu omi tó bó ṣe yẹ ká máa mú kò pọ̀ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kò kéré jù. N tó ń sọ fún wa nù omi tá à ń mu kò pọ̀ jù kò kéré jù ó wà níwọ̀ntúnwọ̀nsì ó wà bó ṣe yẹ kó wà. Eléyìí náà sì ni àmì tó dáa jù. Tá a bá tọ̀ tá a rí wípé ìtọ̀ wa ó yellow kìí ṣe yellow kìí ṣe deep yellow ṣùgbọ́n yellow light one ni. Tá a bá ti tọ̀ tá a bá ti rí wípé ìtọ̀ wa yellow rẹ̀ kò deep jù nítorí túmọ̀ sí ni wípé omi tá à ń mu kò pọ̀ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kò kéré jù. Àwọn àmì tó yẹ ká tún wọ̀nà fún ká wà lójúfò fún òun náà ni pé tá a bá tọ̀ títọ̀ ń bá ń hó bí ọṣẹ ó dàbí pé èèyàn bá bu ọṣẹ sínú omi ní ìsìn téèyàn fẹ́ fọṣọ tá a bá tọ̀ bá rí pé ìtọ̀ yìí ó fẹ́ dàbí pé èèyàn ń wọ́ ọṣẹ ni bí ìgbà tọ́ṣẹ bá ń hó ni òun ló ṣe rí. N tó ń sọ òun náà ni wípé ó ṣeé ṣe kí ìpèníjà wà pẹ̀lú kíndìnrín inú ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ ó ṣeé ṣe ni o. Ẹ rí i pé èmi á mọ̀ sọ wípé àwọn tó jẹ́ onímọ̀ ìṣògùn òyìnbó ńgbà bá lọ sọ́dọ̀ wọn tá a lọ ṣàyẹ̀wò tó tọ́ àtàyẹ̀wò tó yẹ nígbà náà wàá sọ fún wa pé tó pẹ̀lú àyẹ̀wò tá a ṣe yìí ní tá a rí nìyí o nígbà náà láti wá sọ pé ní tó wà ń bẹ̀ ní nǹkan tó wà ń bẹ̀ kọ́ yìí. Ṣùgbọ́n pẹ̀lú ìwádìí àwọn tó jẹ́ onímọ̀ ìṣògùn òyìnbó àtàwọn tó jẹ́ onímọ̀ nípa ètò ìlera òun náà ni tí mò ń bá a sọ láṣàlẹ̀ tòní. Tá a bá tọ̀ títọ̀ ń hó bí ọṣẹ ó ṣeé ṣe kó jẹ́ pé ìpèníjà kan wà pẹ̀lú kíndìnrín ni ó ṣeé ṣe ni o. Jẹ́ kí n tó fìyàn kún lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Bákan náà téèyàn bá tọ̀ tí àwọ̀ rẹ̀ dàbí tolómi ọsàn omi ọsàn ó túmọ̀ sí wípé ó ṣeé ṣe kí ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ ní ìpèníjà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀dọ̀ ó ṣeé ṣe kí àwọn kankan tí máa ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú ẹ̀dọ̀ rẹ̀ níbẹ̀ tá a mọ̀ sí liver. Èèyàn téèyàn bá tọ̀ téèyàn sì rí pé ìtọ̀ ọ̀hún ó fẹ́ dàbí àwọ̀ olómi ọsàn orange colour kọ́nù téèyàn bá tọ̀ téèyàn rí pé orange colour ni àwọ̀ omi ọsàn ni ó ṣeé ṣe kó jẹ́ pé irun ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ ní ìpèníjà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀dọ̀ rẹ̀ nǹkan kan tí ń ṣe nínú ẹ̀dọ̀ ni ó ṣeé ṣe ni o. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe máa ń sọ torí ẹlòmíì tí ń sọ I reject it in Jesus name ká tó dé gbogbo I reject it in Jesus name ó ṣe é ṣe ni mo sọ o ẹ dákun kí n ṣàlàyé àárín kó yé wa dáadáa. bákan náà tá a bá tọ̀ tá a rí pé ìtàn ó pọ́n ó ní àwọ̀ pupa tó pọ́n gidi n tó ń ṣàfihàn òun náà ni wípé ó ṣeé ṣe kí ìpèníjà wà pẹ̀lú àwọn n tó ṣe kókó nú ara wa kankan bíi n tá à ń pè ní bladder lédè tó lóyìnbó. kódà ó tún ṣàfihàn wípé ó ṣeé ṣe kí àìsàn jẹjẹrẹ kó ti rápálá wọnú ara ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ tẹ̀yìn bá tọ̀ torí wípé ìtọ̀ rẹ̀ ó pọ́n gidi kìí ṣe pín kékeré ó pọ́n gidi tó ní àwọ̀ pupa ìtọ̀ ń túmọ̀ sí òun náà ni wípé ó ṣeé ṣe kí ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ ò ní ìpèníjà pẹ̀lú ohun tí à ń pè ní bladder yàtọ̀ sílẹ̀ ó tún ṣàfihàn wípé ó ṣeé ṣe kí àìsàn jẹjẹrẹ tá a mọ̀ sí cancer ó ṣeé ṣe kó wà nínú àgọ́ ara ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ èèyàn tẹ̀yìn bá tọ̀ tẹ̀yìn sì rí pé ìtọ̀ rẹ̀ ó pọ́n ó ní àwọ̀ pupa. àwọn àmì míì tó yẹ ká tó wà lójú fọ̀ fún òun náà ni wípé téèyàn bá tọ̀ tí ìtọ̀ tó ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ tí ń rùn tá a tọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n tó dàbí wípé kíkúlẹ̀ wa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní rùn gidi tí èyí ṣe kékeré ni o ó ṣeé ṣe kó jẹ́ pé nǹkan kan ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú ẹ̀dẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìtẹ́lẹ̀ ìtumọ̀ sí òun náà nìyí àbí téèyàn bá tọ̀ tó wá mú òórùn dídùn gidi ni o òórùn tó dùn tó dàbí pé àbẹ̀yàn ṣe ṣíkìnì fried rice irú èyí tí ta fẹ́ràn láti máa jẹun tó wá ń rùn bẹ́ẹ̀ táyé pé òórùn dúdùn tí èyí ṣe tó dàbí aroma gidi ìtẹ́lẹ̀ yìí túmọ̀ sí àbí tí ń ṣàfihàn òun náà ni pé ó ṣeé ṣe kí irú ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ ní ìta ń pè ní ìtọ̀ ṣúgà ìyẹn diabetes. ìyàn téèyàn bá tọ̀ tí ìtọ̀ tó sì tí òórùn rẹ̀ tó dùn téèyàn lè fi mọ́ kódà téèyàn lè fi sọ pé kí n fi bóyá kí n wá búrẹ́dì kan àbí kí n wá ẹ̀bà kan kí n fi jẹ irú nǹkan báwọn ó ṣeé ṣe kó jẹ́ pé irú ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ ní ní tá à ń pè ní àìsàn ìtọ̀ ṣúgà ìyẹn diabetes. nígbà wo gan ló yẹ ká pariwo sókè ká tàwọn onímọ̀ ṣògùn òyìnbó lọ torí ẹlẹ́mìí mọ̀ wò pé ṣé tí n bá ti tọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan tí bá ti rámì yìí náà ni kí n sáré mọ́ lọ ilé ìwòsàn irọ́ o mọ̀jẹ̀ á pánìkì o. téèyàn bá tọ̀ lónìí tó rí àwọn àmì yìí kò túmọ̀ sí pé wàhálà dé o irọ́ o ọlọ́run kò ní jẹ́ kó wàhálà ó dé sí wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. ṣùgbọ́n táwọn àmì yìí tó bá ń di lemọ́lemọ́ àbí tí ń peléke sí lójoojúmọ́ tá à ń rí lójoojúmọ́ láàrin bí ọ̀sẹ̀ kan sọ́sẹ̀ méjì. À ń ráwọn àmì tí mo sọ yìí ní pàápàá jùlọ àwọn eléyìí tí ò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ dáa, bíi kí ìtọ̀ èèyàn máa wó bí ọṣẹ àbí kí ìtọ̀ èèyàn ó pọ́n. Àwọn àmì yìí tó bá ti ń di lemọ́lemọ́ téèyàn sì ń rí gbogbo ìgbà tó ń di bí ọ̀sẹ̀ kan, ọjọ́ mẹ́rin, ọjọ́ márùn-ún, ọjọ́ mẹ́fà, ọjọ́ méje, tá a sì rí pé ojoojúmọ́ bá a ti ń tọ̀ lójoojúmọ́ náà là ń rá àwọn nǹkan yìí, ẹ jẹ́ á tètè tọ̀ àwọn tó jẹ́ onímọ̀ ìṣègùn òyìnbó lọ o. Ìyìn tó kàn tá a gbé nígbésẹ̀ òun náà nìyí, kì í ṣe pé àmọ́ ní àbí kí n lọ wó oògùn kan ni àbí kí n lọ lo oògùn kan báyìí ni, irọ́ o. Ìyìn tó kọ̀ọ̀kan nù o. Èmi a sì mọ̀ sọ pé à ń dóògùn lọ lọ́wọ́ ara ẹni, ìyìn tó burú ni o, kì í ṣe ìyìn tó dáa o. À ń lo oògùn láì gbàṣẹ dókítà àbáwọn tó jẹ́ onímọ̀ ìṣègùn òyìnbó, ìyìn tí ò dáa ni, tó sì lòdì sí ìlànà ètò ìlera. Nítorí náà, tá a bá rí pé àwọn àmì tí mo dá kọ yìí ní pàápàá jùlọ àwọn tí ò dáa, àwọn ìtọ̀ èèyàn ń wó bí ọṣẹ, ìtọ̀ èèyàn ń pọ́n ju bó ti yẹ lọ, àwọn nǹkan yìí tó sì ń di lemọ́lemọ́ tó ń dojoojúmọ́, ní tó túmọ̀ sí òun náà ní pé ìgbésẹ̀ tó kàn tá a gbé tá a bá ti rí àwọn àmì yìí tí ń di lemọ́lemọ́, òun náà ní wípé á tọ̀ àwọn tó jẹ́ onímọ̀ ìṣègùn òyìnbó lọ. Àwọn náà wàá sọ fún wa pé nǹkan báyìí ló wà ń bẹ̀, nǹkan báyìí ni, nǹkan báyìí láà sì ṣe. Ìyìn tó kàn òun náà ní eléyìí. Ètò Time of Our Lives ìgbà ìwà náà lè ṣe ń gbọ́ lọ́wọ́ ní ìkànnì Pensioners 106.7 FM. Kó tó di pé ń bọ̀ sí abala tó kàn lórí ètò, ẹ jẹ́ kí n sáré dókè lọ́nà, mo ń bọ̀.
Orúkọ mi ni Beatrice Modúpẹ́ Aya Akíndé. Mo jẹ́ ọ̀kan nínú àwọn òṣìṣẹ́fẹ̀yìntì ti Ọ̀yọ́ State. Mo mọ rírì ohun tí station yìí ń ṣe lórí àwa àgbàlagbà, pàápàá jùlọ ní Monday tó máa ń ṣe program pé ìgbé ayé wa, Time of Our Life. So mo máa ń gbádùn ẹ̀ gan, especially lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ìmọ̀ràn lórí ìlera wa, then àwọn ìrírí àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n ti ṣiṣẹ́ kọjá tó tún máa ń fún wa nímọ̀ràn bí kì í jẹ́ kó kọjá kí n má gbọ́ ní gbogbo ọjọ́ Monday. So mo appreciate àwọn olóòtú àtàwọn tó wà ní ìdí program yẹn, kí wọ́n jọ kó máa tẹ̀síwájú, kí wọ́n tún máa gbé àwọn èèyàn bọ́n ṣe ń gbé àwọn èèyàn tó mọ̀ nípa nǹkan tí wọ́n ń sọ yẹn, wọ́n ń gbé wọn wá, a sì ń gbọ́, a sì ń gbádùn ẹ̀ gan, kí wọ́n túbọ̀ máa tẹ̀síwájú. Ọlọ́run ó ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́, àwọn náà ó gúnlẹ̀ ayọ̀. Orúkọ mi ni Beatrice Modúpẹ́ Aya Akíndé.
Time of Our Lives, ìgbé ayé wa, ìgbà wa dára kalẹ̀.
You're on to the program Time of Our Lives, Igbe Aiye on Pensioners 106.7 FM. Heading straight to the next segment on the show, which is the Down Memory Lane segment. On this segment for this week, I had the opportunity to interview a veteran broadcaster, yes, a household name when it comes to the broadcast industry, especially in this part of the world. I had the opportunity to speak with the former Zonal Director of the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria. I'm talking of Mrs. Bolatito Joseph, popularly known as BJJ. Let's get straight to the Down Memory Lane segment for this week.
My name is Bolatito Janet Joseph. My friends call me BJJ. I grew up in the North, Kaduna State to be precise. I can still remember our neighborhood then, Tudunwada/Ira Road and all. And I started my primary school in Kaduna, and my secondary school was in Government Girls Secondary School, Bita. And it was quite great. It was quite fun because my mom was a sewing mistress, while my dad was an auctioneer. And so let me say we are of middle class. We're not poor and we are not very rich, but we were comfortable. Daddy loved his children because he's late now, and he took good care of us. He has about 2-3 wives, and we lived a comfortable life, and all my siblings were educated, at least beyond secondary school. I attended Nigeria Institute of Journalism of Lagos for my OND. That was way back. And I had to be traveling from here to Lagos because I reside in Ibadan and had to study in Lagos. So it wasn't really easy, how challenging that can be, having to travel every now and then. But I thank God because that journey was quite successful. When I was through with that, I applied for my HND course and I came out flying colors. That is from the Polytechnic Ibadan, where I work presently as the general manager of Raise FM and, of course, a part-time lecturer. Having done that, I decided I needed more than, just an HND certificate. Nigeria is now certificated. In your place of work, if you don't have what it takes, those that have that particular certificate, talking about higher degrees, they will rise above you, and that will not be good. Imagine somebody that you have trained, you brought in that person, you trained that person, and simply because that person has more qualifications, it's now being imposed on you as your supervisor. It can be very frustrating. So I had to go for my master's degree at the University of Ibadan, and I graduated with broadcasting and broadcast journalism certificate, which is what I'm using now to do all that I have to do, especially as regards broadcasting. Going into broadcasting is not automatic for anybody. You must have something that can really take you through that journey. And for a broadcaster, what is expected is for you to have the voice. That is number one. If you have clear, and audible voice, you will be considered. And how do you detect that? When I was about to be employed, I had to do an audition. My very first audition wasn't good because of frights. And for every broadcaster, you can ask them, their first time at the microphone, they will always be frightened, they'll be scared. And being scared, why? You want to also ask, because they have it at the back of their minds that many people are listening, but that should be disregarded. I didn't understand that early enough, but my second audition was great. I started as a freelance artist. I practiced for like 2 years without pay. Yes, you can imagine if you are working and still excited about what you're doing without being paid a dime, because of the passion that I had for broadcasting. So I started working with Radio Nigeria in 1985 as a freelance artist. By 1987, they considered me fit to come in after my second audition. And that was when I was employed, though I had school cert then. And it was while on this job that I had to go to school, in order to get more qualifications so that I don't get junior one superseding me. So many things. The moment you begin to get old, maybe from 40 to maybe 60, 65, though I'm not 65 yet, I'm just 61, there are certain things you've been doing that you need to slow down on. Before, all these drinks, talking about, I don't want to mention any brand so that it doesn't look as if I'm advertising for them. We were taught that too. You don't give credits without payment. So all these sugary drinks, I do take them a lot. In fact, there's hardly a day I don't take a bottle of such drinks. And right now I cannot. All I do is take water. And then before, I used to be very fast when I'm working. I needed to slow down, because you realize that in working fast, you could fall and break your bone. And that's one. Then remembering things too takes a while. Something you have done and you want to quickly remember, and it becomes a problem. It happens to old people. So when that started happening, then I agree that yes, even though I may be young at heart, I'm actually getting old. Where for the younger ones, I don't know, at times for those who are joining broadcasting now, it's all about the money. That is the salary. But they should look beyond that. When you are hardworking, God has a way of rewarding you. I remember having to leave my children to travel. I was traveling from every state that I was posted to, from Ibadan, from Akure, from Ado-Ekiti, from Ilesha to Abuja. And I did that for 16 years without getting tired, without getting frustrated, because I felt I had to deliver on that assignment, which of course I did. And that is some of the things working for me right now, even at retirement. Because though I'm retired from public service, but I'm already doing certain things for myself. I am still consulting for people. Those that need media advice, I do provide. I'm training people. Coming into these premises, I've seen some of my trainees. Yes, I've seen some of them. And I'm not just working in one particular place where I train people. At least I have like 2, 3. And you see, the joy of it all is where you now meet these people and they come to you to say, okay, our lecturer, our mommy, our great grandma, and all of that. That gives you, you become excited and you feel good that at least you are impacting in people's lives. So for those who are joining or those who are about to join, especially ladies, it is important for you to be focused. It comes to a time when you begin to dine and wine with the high and mighty. Don't let it get into your head. You still need, if you are married, you still need to give that regard to your husband. Because let me tell you, retirement without your family can be very, very lonely. It's a lonely road, a lonely road. So whatever you need to do, ensure that you do those things within the ambience of your family. That I was traveling from everywhere to Abuja for network news reading was with the permission of my husband. If he had said, no, you are not going, I will not object, because I do not want my home to be desolate. I didn't want a broken marriage. Do you get? So you need to be focused. And for the men, if you have a broadcaster as a wife, there's need for you to support them. It's not all women that are promiscuous. It's not all broadcasters, especially female broadcasters, that are bad, that are stubborn. No. Some of them, it depends on how you also interact with them. So if you are able to give that woman the support she needs, I'm telling you, your home will be very peaceful. You'll have a great marriage. My name is Bola Tito Janet Joseph.
There are 3 things that control our lives: time, wealth, and health. When we're young, we have time. Time to play, time to explore, time to waste, time to be curious. When we're young, we generally have health, we have energy, we have strength. But most of us don't have wealth. We don't have all the money in the world. We can't buy everything we want. We don't get everything we want. As we get older, we still have our health. It may not be the same, but it's still there. But we now have more wealth. We have more money. We have a home. We have devices and possessions. We have a car. We have access to things. But we don't always have time. Money can buy a house, but not a home. It can buy a bed, but not sleep. It can buy a book, but not knowledge. Money can earn a title, but not respect. It can buy a clock, but not time. Those of us who think we have no time for our health will sooner or later have to find time for our illness. When we're young, we had time and health, but no money. When we're older, we have money and health, but no time. And finally, in old age, we have money and time, but no health to use that wealth. So what do? We can have it all, just not all at the same time. We place so much pressure on ourselves trying to get everything to be perfect, trying to get everything to balance, trying to get everything to work together, not recognizing that it's none of those things that actually create happiness or fulfillment in life. As we get older, time, health, and wealth will all be taken away from us. But the one thing that can never be taken away from us is the impact we have on others, because it lives on through them. Our health is the foundation of how we can build our time and wealth. And with our time and wealth, there are two key principles. We become successful by what we get, but we become happy by what we give. And what we give includes our time, our wealth, our energy. And when those things are used to make a positive difference in the lives of others, to help others move forward, to make an impact, that legacy will never be taken away. And as Maya Angelou said, people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel.
Time of our lives. Igbe ayé wa, ìgbà wa dára kalẹ̀. Time of our lives. Igbe ayé wa, ìgbà wa dára kalẹ̀.
Ètò Time of Our Lives ìgbé ayé wa òun náà ni ó ṣì ń bá àtẹ̀gùn ṣọ̀rẹ́ ní ìkànnì tá a wà yìí Pensioners 106.7 FM àgbàrúgbó nírèké nílùú Ìbàdàn. Mo sì lérò pé ẹ gbádùn abala ti Dam Memory Lane fún tọ̀sẹ̀ yìí níbi tí mo ti jíròrò pẹ̀lú ẹni tó jẹ́ ọ̀jìmí agbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ àgbà ọ̀jẹ̀ agbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ ìyún Mrs. Bọ́látitó Joseph tí wọ́n pè ní BJJ. Ìyá yìí tá bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa àwọn agbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ tó yáàyè tí wọ́n mọ tí wọ́n ń ṣe Mrs. Bọ́látitó Joseph lè kóru wọn kù tá bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ìgbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ nípa apá jùlọ ní apá ibi tá a wà yìí. Mo sì lérò pé ẹ̀kọ́ nǹkan sí méjì látara tí wọ́n bá wọn sọ ní abala Dam Memory Lane fún tọ̀sẹ̀ yìí nípa apá jùlọ ìmọ̀ràn tán fún àwọn ọ̀dọ́ nípa àwọn tí wọ́n wà lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ ìgbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ àti gbogbo àwọn ọ̀dọ́ lápapọ̀ pátápátá tó fi mọ́ gbogbo àwọn ìrírí tí wọ́n ní lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ ìmúlérò pàtí kọ̀ọ̀kan kan sí méjì látara rẹ̀ ìyàn fún abala Dam Memory Lane fún tọ̀sẹ̀ yìí. Ayín náà ní ìtìmọ̀ tàtàpínsẹ̀ lórí ètò Time of Our Lives ìgbé ayé wa. Ọpẹ́ pàtàkì lọ́wọ́ yín olólùfẹ́ ètò yẹn ṣeun ẹ kú etí gbé ètò àti gbogbo yín tó ẹ wò wá lójú òpó ti YouTube wa ẹ ṣeun èyí náà ò ní tọ́ wọn yín láṣẹ Èdùmàrè etí tẹ́ fi ń gbọ́ wa kò ní di ohun ànáwó sí ojú tẹ́ fi ń wò wá náà ńkọ́ kò ní di ohun ànáwó sí láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ǹjẹ́ lórúkọ olóòtú ètò Time of Our Lives ìgbé ayé wa Babátúndé Tíámíyù amójú ọ̀rọ̀ fún sáà tá a wà yìí Gbénga Ògúnsànyà aka Jibam Israel Adéjùmọ̀bí ló kọ tèmi láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. A pàdé lórí ètò Time of Our Lives ìgbé ayé wa lọ́jọ́ mẹ́jọ títí gbà náà ńkọ́ eré àtàná Ọlọ́run kò ní í fẹ̀mí àti ilẹ̀ o ó dàbọ̀.